Sweep with rails is a very powerful function. This is part of the modeling suite. It can be found under the Sweep menu in the 3D modeling tools on the Carving tab. The Sweep with rails requires two different paths. Those paths can be anything. In this case, I've drawn one and just mirrored it. You have to select both for the Sweep with rail to be active. So we click on that. We get our cross-section drawing window or our profile window. Now, anytime that you are using a mirrored geometry, we're going to need to select the reverse rail. So essentially what happens with mirrored geometry is it's trying to take this point and this point as the start points for the sweep, where we want the start points to be right next to each other. So this point and this point. So we're going to select reverse here. Now you can do normal. That is going to set up your cross section at basically the widest spot. You can also tell it to do the start point or the end point. In some cases, it is important that you want your sweep to line up with something else or match something else, so you have the ability to tell where you want that sweep to start. You can draw geometry just as with any function, and you can dimension however you wish. Now, note you have the green and the red. That's telling you the orientation. You can force it to go from the center to the red, from the center to the green, from both sides, or just make sure that you're crossing across the entire piece. Now, if we go ahead and hit OK here, you can see what that does. That essentially takes that geometry and moves it along the path of those two, of the geometry of the two different paths. Now, we can just select on one of those, double click it. That'll allow you to be able to edit it. You could also have selected the tool again. We can also set this to scale Z. If we click on that, what you'll see is that will change the scaling of this based upon the spacing of the paths. So in this case, that kind of creates that goblet-like effect here. Now, we can also do this inverted here. Let's say we want to make a mold. Now, when I select scale Z, the reference highlights. So if I'm making something that's going to dome up, I want it to reference the bottom. If I am making, say, a mold like this here, I want to tell it to reference the top. We hit enter, and I'm going to hide my region here so that you can see what we've actually created there. It's a very nice mold. This is the Sweep with Rails function.